Pat is a professional speaker, facilitator, and comedian who is very excited to be here tonight. You can find him at patdwyerwastaken.com because Pat Dwyer was taken.com. All right, give it up for Pat.
Well, hello everybody. I want to talk about the dirtiest word you can use in your office. What are words you use in your office? Dirty words, come on. Yell them at me! Synergy, great. What else? Dirty words. Something you can say to your boss.
Sex.
Sex, great. What else?
Shit.
Those are all perfect words. Those are not the ones that I'm talking about, but those are all perfect words. Now, today we are going to talk about well, people are still yelling words. Thank you. Thank you for that. We are going to talk about corporate's dirtiest word, the dirtiest possible word, not because it is actually filthy as much as it will absolutely get you in trouble. My adventures with this word and my adventures in general started in Africa in 2003. I was in the US Peace Corps. And our car broke down in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And this word was very useful. We used it quite a bit. We all started interacting with one another while we're standing in the desert. And we did, as the cars passed that were in our convoy, I took a picture of them leaving. I was just like, they're gone now. What are we going to do? Luckily, we had no water, but we did have an extra tire, so that worked out great. I then moved. I was in the Peace Corps and I got dysentery 3 times in a row. I lost 60 pounds in a month and a half. And they were going to send me home. And I discovered that while I was in the infirmary, I was making everybody kind of giggle. I was making everybody laugh. And that was kind of my escape for what I was going through, but it was also their escape. Now, as we know, I moved to Chicago to study comedy because there's all this science behind comedy. There's all this science behind laughter. There's a lot of math behind it so that I could use it strategically moving forward. Silly. This is the word I want to talk about. The word silly. Now, you can use it in little doses very strategically at work and actually get away with it. And it's awesome. I have also worked in a real office. I don't just do this like a dingbat. Silly is a dose of energy. It's a dose of fun throughout your day, right? So you can put something in and you put something out there and everybody just automatically wakes up. It's great. Well, never mind. Great. So some of the ways that you can do this, tonal change. So for instance, if somebody says to you, hey, we're going to have a meeting, you can respond with a exacerbated emotional response. So you go, yes! That's a great way to do it. That's lots of energy, gets back lots of energy. Physical silliness. I love, one of my favorites, somebody's in a conference room with a glass window, you just rode by. Just continue on your way. That's all. You don't need to go back and talk about it. Just row, move on. High five is it's a huge injection of energy. You're just like, what's up, man? Pat, pat. Done. Move on. That's all you need. That's all you need in your day. That is it. It is a totally HR appropriate hug. That's really what it is. My favorite though, my most favorite is the dad joke. A pun-based joke, right? Fantastic. Let's talk about puns. Let's talk about dad jokes because you can use them all over the place. Now, I know there's a lot of stigma, like, oh, don't use a dad joke, that's crazy. But they started in 200 BC. This guy started writing them, Claudius, started writing them into his plays, really terrible dad jokes. That's a real thing. And then it has been used since. Now, some examples, for instance, well, this one's just fantastic. Because they're nuts. Another one, if you're looking at a whiteboard at work, you can be like, oh my god, that is remarkable. Because it's a remarkable surface. That's right, yeah, ho-ho, everybody's slowly figuring that out. Okay, great. A joke is very easy to tell, right? In some respects. Y'all go looking at me and go, I don't think so, Pat. Yes, it is. Because it's mathematical. So you can do an A to B story. That's what we do every day. We tell stories A to B. When you make a little bit more of a jump, an A to B and a half or an A to C, that surprise is what wakes people up and makes people laugh. So we're going to do that right now. So there is a pun-based joke called 185. 185 blanks walking into the bar. The bartender says we don't serve blanks here. Punchline. So we're going to use dogs. What kind of dogs do we know? Okay, you yell dogs at me. Hogs, huskies, what? What was that? A setter. I'm not judging you. It's fine. That's fine. Great, so 185 dogs walk into the bar. The bartender says, well, we don't serve dogs here, and they leave slowly because they're a little husky. So, in general, silliness for me was born out of necessity. It helped me survive all these terrible times. It's something that you can use at work in little injections, but just remember, in regards to dad jokes, you'll know a dad joke because it's apparent.